Hello and welcome back to the internet. I'm your host Nick Leonard, and today we are looking at the Ampeg SVT VR from Plugin Alliance and Brainworx. Not bad. So I saw this for free on a Facebook ad and I decided to pick it up and give it a try. It's normally about $100, but it is free for a couple weeks right now, and it's pretty nice. So here it is, fresh out of the box. This is what you get when you load it up. Volume, treble, and bass knobs, ultra high and ultra low switches, a normal and a bright channel, and then we can go over to this effects rack. And we see it comes with two different impulse responses, an 8x10 cab and a 410 cab with an additional 115 subwoofer, which is what I tend to use actually on my real bass rig, though I don't have an SVT. So here's how it sounds when you start it up. Let's try out the bright channel. So the bright channel seems to decrease the bass more than it adds highs. So let's bump up the volume a little. And a little finger style. Cool. What other options do we have? We have this ultra high switch, which is not engaged, and the ultra low switch, which is currently. Let's turn on this ultra high. Great. Pretty cool. Before we go into the EQ, let's check out the other cab here. And some fingerstyle. Sounds pretty good. Those were all played on the bridge pickup. Let's try out the neck pickup on this bass. I actually think that sounds pretty great already. Let's try out the other cab with the neck pickup. For my taste, I like this 410 cabinet, and normally I use my bridge pickup, but on this amp I really like the neck pickup with the both the ultra high and the ultra low engaged. I think it sounds perhaps a bit thin, so let's just bump up the bass a little bit here. And I am playing on the bright mode with the ultra high, so that might explain why it's a little thin, but it's got a good string sound to it. Let's add a little treble now and see, maybe we can scoop this out a bit. A little bit of fingerstyle here. Pretty sweet. I think this power soak, it seems to just cut the level. I'm not sure if it does something different with the tone as well, since there doesn't seem to be any other output volume here. That makes sense. There is input gain, so here it is in full overdrive mode. So that's got a decent amount of fuzz on it, but it is not exactly the kind of gain that I like. But it might be useful. It doesn't have a bad character. It just sounds a little woolly to me. It's not exactly a crisp high gain, if that's what you're looking for, and it's not exactly a cool. I would prefer a Big Muff for a fuzz sound and something a little more modern and crunchy for a more guitar-like high gain. So that's that. Let's test it out with the BOD from TSE Audio, and let's see if we can get a little extra gain on this and sculpt the sound a little bit. Now, I quite like this Sansamp, but right off the bat with the stock settings, it sounds like it's kind of muffling some of the SVT. So let's put in, this is kind of how I normally keep mine dialed up. And let's get a little gain going because I like using this for overdrive. You know, normally I quite like this plugin, but it's not, I'm not sure if I like it exactly with this amp. Let's try it on the bridge pickup, and I'm going to dial back the gain here a little bit. It still sounds a little, even with the highs boosted, it sounds a little woolly. Now we do have this blend knob, so let's try blending it about 50-50 and see how that goes. You know, I gotta say, I don't think this is adding anything I want to with it. So, the BOD, not gonna use it with this. I don't think so. Let's try one more. Instead of the Sansamp, let's try a Big Muff clone here. This is a free Big Muff. Not my favorite in the world, but it's free, so let's see how it sounds with this. Well, it adds a ton of gain, so I'm gonna actually use this little power soak thing on the amp, and here it is with the bridge pickup. And the neck pickup. If I'm mixing a bass, I typically split into 3 channels, but we can do it here with 2. I like to also have a clean treble channel and a fuzzy treble channel, and then a clean low end channel. let's try it here with the Big Muff on one and the regular SVT on the other. And I'm not gonna, well, I'll try it without the high pass first, and we'll just see how it sounds. Here's a blend of the clean and the fuzz channels on the, starting on the neck pickup. And the bridge pickup. Sounds pretty cool. We could certainly play around with the fuzz. And I'm not the biggest fan of this plugin. I don't think it's the greatest sounding Big Muff, though it is free, so that's cool. And just for one more little experiment here, let's try taking out the lows and the highs from the fuzz channel, so it just gets those fuzzy mids. And the neck pickup. So I'm back here with the bass Big Muff, and nice feature of this pedal is the dry out as well as the effect out. So I've got this running one to the dry copy of the amp, and one is just the Big Muff signal. They're both going through the Ampeg amp here. Here's just the Big Muff on the neck pickup. And the bridge pickup. Pretty nice. All right, so here's the Big Muff and the dry channel. I tried to match the levels, input and output, hopefully. So it's about 50-50 of each, and I'm on the bridge pickup here. The neck pickup. So that sounds pretty great. I do like the actual hardware pedal a lot better than that software emulation. So that sounds cool. Yeah, that is kind of a pretty typical setup for this. I think this SVT emulation is great. We'll probably be using it on a lot. It's a simple amp, but it's powerful. It sounds good. I'll have to play around with different impulse responses, but the built-in impulse responses sound good. The amp sounds really good. It's hi-fi. It's clean. It sounds rich and analog, and I quite like it. Pair it with your favorite Big Muff or other fuzz pedal, and you've got a pretty sick bass rig right there. And if you're watching this at the time of recording, I think it's free over at Plugin Alliance for a couple weeks, and you should go snatch it up while you can, because it's quite nice. No complaints here. And that's it for today. So thank you. Like and subscribe. See you later.